What up, players? It's WarbossTae up in this mug. Welcome to a video showcasing my work on this here Captain Erasmus Tycho for the Blood Angels. This is a commission piece that I did, and I'm very happy with the way it turned out. If you'd like to copy my gold recipe here, it's basically Retributor armor shaded with Seraphim Sepia, and then I used Agrax Earthshade in the darker areas. So, and also a known oil. So like the lining here in the knee, that little cross shape, I put some of that darkened shadow paint in there. And mostly though, that Seraphim Sepia will give you a really nice, rich kind of gold finish. And so it's a little bit red and it's a little bit of yellow. It complements the gold of the Retributor armor really well. Then I just highlighted back up with Retributor armor, and I think I finished it off with by adding a little bit of Runefang steel to the Retributor armor. So there's no really hard silver highlights. What I wanted to do was keep the gold tones, but just build up on it and go from like a very rich silvery gold down in the shadows to a more brownish red. And yeah, it came out really, really well. The backpack is a plastic backpack from a Space Marine. Okay, so here's the drama with what happened. The backpack is a lot shorter, and it's about like maybe that tall, and it was sitting on the backpack. If you watched me or seen my posts on Twitter, you'll see the journey I went through. But what I had to do was I thought it comes only on a pole, right? This was made back in the days when you'd have to buy the stickers, or the stickers would come with the kits and you'd add them yourself. And so I went on eBay and I found the sticker for the back banner here. This is Tycho's personal banner. It's the bloodied wing, which you can see repeated on his shoulder pad there. And I bought it and I was waiting, and it took like forever to get to me. And finally it did, and I lined it up. I was so excited to put it on, and it was longer and larger than the space that you get with the plastic. So, oh boy, what I had to do was I clipped the bottom section that connected the pole to the backpack, and I used brass rod to, I glued it onto not only the paper, but also the plastic piece up here. Then I drilled it into the backpack there. I painted it black so it would match the plastic. I got a very, very identically sized piece, which I'm really, really happy with. And then I folded over the tabs. You had to add a little bit of glue because the paper, I guess since it was made in the early 90s or whenever, it wasn't sticking anymore. So I had to add a little bit of glue on the tabs to glue it down, because the tabs are so small compared to the rest of the banner. And man, what an odyssey it was. But I think it's worth it. I think my client will be very happy with it. I didn't realize until I was painting that this mask, I mean, how long have I been playing 40K? And I've got a background in musical theater, and it was only when I was painting his face that I realized this mask, from the nose down to the chin, the jaw, is like the Phantom of the Opera mask. Boom, 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 boom. So that was a lot of fun. That was a fun discovery. He doesn't have a nose. The whole right side of his face has been blown away, or it's not blown away. It's actually frozen in this like horrible rictus grin because of an orc weird boy spell. And yeah, that's not fun. So the way I painted his face was Bugman's Glow shaded with Raglan Flesh Shade, highlighted back up, adding a little bit of Rakarth Flesh. The hair, I kind of wanted to do like a George Clooney kind of salt and pepper. It kind of came out more like what I imagine Ringo Simpkins' hair would look like if he grew it out. It's a very salt and peppery mix that goes from like very shock white all the way down to the shadows where it's very, very dark roots. And that was very simply done with Celestra Gray shaded with Known Oil. And I actually shaded and lined the lowest areas with Abaddon Black, which is thinned down with Lamian Medium. And then I highlighted back up using a series of white paints. Now, the thing is, Games Workshop's white paints are all terrible. Or maybe I just can't find good ones. Like, I opened my white scar paint, and the paint itself, the white paint is all stuck on the bottom, and it's all watery, mixing medium at the top. And I just never have had any good luck with white paint from Games Workshop. So these are all Vallejo paints. I believe it's white gray and then white, and just adding in that Vallejo white to the Celestra Gray and the white gray paint. Came out very, very nicely. I did the same thing, or used the same build-up for the wings, both on the banner pole there and on his shoulder, and on his, I guess, belt buckle. I did the freehand of the blood drop, winged blood drop on his tabard there using corn red and then Mephiston red, which makes sense, Mephiston, Blood Angels. I used the same recipe for the shoulder, corn red, Mephiston red, and then I added a little bit of Evil Sun Scarlet to bring up the reds at the top. The Tycho was written in with a Micron Arts pen. Okay, the blood drop on the shoulder, Captain Tycho is from the third company, which means that their chapter badge is, or their company badge is a white teardrop, but there is no white or blood drop. There's no white blood drop on the Space Marines transfer sheet. It's only yellow blood drops. So I put the yellow drop on the shoulder pad. I let it dry, and then I sealed it using Microsol, Microset, and then some matte varnish from Vallejo. And then once it was perfectly sealed down, I just carefully traced the blood droplet using my, I believe it was using Deck Tan, and then building up with white gray and then white from Vallejo. Now, obviously, if you're a good painter, if you're a better painter than I am at freehanding, you could trace and then paint in the blood drop and not have to do all of that. I actually basically took a transfer and put the transfer on and then painted over it completely. So there's no reason why I had to use the transfer. But for me, it's more of a peace of mind thing that it adheres exactly to the shape. Who knows, if I tried to recreate it and draw it on my own, then it might have come out looking very, very mismatched and at a weird size. I think that's it. That's all I really need to share with this model. Do black shoulder rims so that it breaks up all the gold, black with the undersuit and some black tubing, and then black on the grill for the backpack there. I highlighted the black for the metal with Stegadon Scale Green, which is really, really great. It makes a nice, rich, dark black with blue highlights. And yeah, it looks really, really good, I think. Finally, you do a little art coat on all the gems. So like the one hanging around his neck, the one on his gauntlets, and on his belt. And that'll make it look naturally like a nice shiny red gem. And there you go. Captain Tycho for commission. I hope you guys liked it. If you'd like to commission your own piece of work from my studio, please feel free to contact me, WarbossTaeStudios@gmail.com. Thanks for watching.